violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's a Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Welcome into the news at 7. I'm Kelly Swoop. Local faith-based community leaders say they're looking to redevelop part of one of the most dangerous areas in West Baltimore. It is all thanks to a huge donation from the Northeastern Supply Company.
So they said it's a faith-based organization, community leaders, big donation. Where have I seen this before?
Community leaders now have 3 buildings to develop that will bring new jobs and a shelter to people in the Sandtown community. WMER2 News' Brittany Werner explains.
There are no jobs here. We only have corner stores.
Pastor Rodney Hudson of Ames United Methodist Church says while trying to buy a lot in Sandtown across the street from his church, the Northeastern Supply Company, who owned the lot, gifted it to them, along with 3 warehouse buildings surrounding it, totaling around 36,000 square feet.
The value of the property is $2.5 million. So we're excited about how we can leverage this property to bring new jobs for our community here.
One of the properties sits on Pennsylvania Avenue from Baker.
Okay, shorty who he talking to is body yaddy yaddy cold.
Halfway down the block to Cumberland Street, and 2 buildings and a large lot on the corner of Baker and North Carey Street.
It's a blank slate because this expansion of the property just gave us so many more opportunities to dream.
Hudson and other church leaders say they want to use the buildings to bring jobs, provide shelter, and help educate and mentor youth.
Senior housing will be one of the objectives of getting our seniors nice places to live. This project is major.
Senior housing? But who needs the help in the community? It's the youth. It's the youth. Come on, Pastor Ames.
So that's why we're doing this, because we want our people to have a better quality of life.
And ultimately, they want people in the community like Dwayne Johnson to make the final decisions as to what they would like to see in their neighborhood.
So we need something that's going to attract the children. Take them out the corners.
Yeah, a senior living center is not going to attract the children.
And put them in buildings that's going to give them hope.
Hudson says the Sandtown area in Baltimore is historically known for many things, both positive and negative.
This is one of the highest murder areas in the city of Baltimore. Just in that alley, there was somebody killed there about maybe a week ago.
God damn. Where are the positives? She said it was known for positive and negative. All the Pastor Rodney, I believe, all he's saying is some negatives. Where are the positives at?
Right down this alley, a lady was raped. When you get to Pennsylvania North.
Dang! Just when you thought it couldn't get worse, these super gremlins are on demon time.
North Avenue is open air drug market. The police sits on one part of the corner. The drug dealers sell on the other side of the corner.
He says their mission is to positively influence the community, especially the youth, in a way that restores hope and change for future generations to come.
This would definitely boost our ability to build character education among our young people, to share with them that there is a way to settle conflict without resorting to violence.
Now again, organizers would like to hear from the community, so on May 25th, they're hosting a community event at noon, and they are asking people who live around here to come out, give their opinions on what they would like to see developed in this community. And you can find out more information concerning that on our website at WMAR2news.com. Brittany Werner, WMAR2 News.
Opponents went head-to-head.
Detroit police took
Battle today on the basketball court as 2 unlikely opponents went head-to-head.
Detroit police took on Detroit high school students for some fun with an important message. Victor Williams is live tonight. Victor, this is a really cool way for police to reach out and get into the community.
Yeah, Kimberly and Devin, really cool indeed, and it was really fun inside of Henry Ford High School for this basketball game, but it's more than about what happened on the court. All this was being done to honor a life.
I'm just happy to be out here with these kids and to be out here with my fellow police officers and the rest of the staff that's out here.
It's the officers of DPD taking on the students of Cody and Henry Ford High School at the Stop the Violence and Keep the Peace basketball game.
It's okay right now. I'm taking it a little light. Probably got like 20 points right now, but it's good. It's showing you that cops are not always bad.
Wow. So they're trying to bring unity between the Detroit police officers and students in the area. And, you know, the Detroit police definitely have a bad track record, okay? I'm not even going to go and say that, you know, Detroit police officers, you know, their record is just, how do I say? They don't have the best track record, and I'm not gonna go in and say that, yo, they have the best record when dealing with the community, right? But it just goes to show you the overall mindset. No, police aren't all police aren't bad all the time when they're hooping with us. But at the same time, Detroit has a lot of issues in the streets. So nobody can really win in Detroit when it comes to the community and police relations, because every now and then there will be a corruption scandal with the Detroit police officers. And, you know, every day there's going to be a shooting between the Super Gremlins on Demon Time.
Both games and all the surrounding activities are being done to promote peace inside the classroom halls or wherever else you might see a student on campus.
It just feels good, man, because I was in their shoes at one point, so just to be out here with them and be showing that I'm supportive, it just feels good.
During the halftime break for each game, officers were able to speak to students about the importance of keeping schools safe. At the end of the day, the games were also held to ultimately honor slain officer Freddie Wilson, who died while trying to break up a fight near Henry Ford High.
It's an honor to him because he came here every day to make sure the kids were safe.
That man got shot at a high school trying to break up a fight between high school Super Gremlins. That's wild.
And if he was here, he would love it. He would be a part of it.
I really appreciate them getting everybody out the street, having them come watch us play. It's a good feeling.
And going forward, all of the games that happen right here at Henry Ford High School involving DPD are going to be done to honor Officer Wilson. Victor Williams, look.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting
just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the Super Gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Janquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo! Ain't that nigga J.
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That ain't
with
me.
that funky ass suit on. That's that nigga.
That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Janquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
All right, guys. So we do have this story of Rondo. So that's why I wanted to show you guys a little basketball story in Detroit. But Rajon Rondo has been accused of threatening his baby mama. So let's get into the article real quick. The NBA tells TMZ Sports it is aware of the report and working on getting more information on the alleged incident. The judge who signed off on the protective order has ordered Rondo to temporarily stay at least 500 feet away from Ashley and their kids. So he's already being removed from the children's lives off of an accusation. Now, it could be true. We don't know. What I do know is that they have had a very volatile relationship over the years. So let's keep going, and I'll show you guys kind of what I mean by that. Ashley has always been awarded, or has also been awarded, temporary custody of the two children. Rajon has also been ordered to temporarily turn over his firearms to the court. FWIW, the court's granting of the emergency protective order isn't an indication of the ferocity of the claims within it. It's simply a temporary order until the parties can get before a judge and argue the merits of a protective order. Rajon Rondo allegedly pulled a gun on the mother of his children and threatened to kill her during a heated altercation. And the woman claims their kids witnessed the whole thing. So, if this is true, Rondo is in big trouble. Okay? He's in big trouble. TMZ has learned 36-year-old Ashley Bachelor, Rondo's former partner and mother of his two kids, filed for an emergency protective order in Louisville last week, requesting protection for her, her son, and her daughter. And the story she tells about the alleged incident is scary. Bachelor says Rajon Rondo, a two-time NBA champ and a four-time All-Star, was playing video games with his son on May 11th when Ashley asked the boy to separate laundry. Bachelor says Rajon became enraged and ripped the game console out of the wall in front of the kid. Wow. So the mother asked the son while they're playing a video game to separate laundry, and instead of the child raging out, it's Rondo who rages out. Wow. Allegedly. Not a good example for your children. Okay. Ashley says Rajon then continued the destructive behavior, smashing everything from a teacup to outdoor lights and trash cans. Bachelor says the kids were upset after witnessing their dad losing it, so she tried to de-escalate the situation, but she says Rajon responded by making a death threat, allegedly saying, "You're dead." Rondo temporarily left the home, according to Ashley, before returning about 15 minutes later when he allegedly approached a back door and began banging on the window with a gun. Bachelor says she didn't know what was going on, so she approached the door from the inside to take a look. She allegedly saw Rondo with the weapon and asked him to stop because he was scaring her. She says Rondo didn't listen and instead yelled, "Go get my effing son." Wow. Ashley says she feared if she didn't comply with the alleged gun-wielding hoop star, something bad may happen. So she brought his son, Pierre, downstairs, but kept the back door closed. Soon after, Ashley says Pierre opened the door and Rondo yanked him outside. Bachelor says Rondo, who was still allegedly holding the gun, was screaming at Pierre, asking why the boy was scared of his dad. Ashley, who claims her son was visibly upset, says she didn't intervene because she was scared Rondo would shoot her. Bachelor says Rajon eventually demanded their daughter also to come outside, where she claims he yelled at both of the kids for being afraid of him. Wow. This dude is off one. I don't know what's going on with Rondo, bro. He probably mad that he ain't in the playoffs right now. Thankfully, Ashley says Rajon's mom and dad both arrived at the home, and although they didn't have much success in calming down Rajon, she claimed he eventually left the scene. But now Bachelor says she's scared for her safety and the kids, writing the following in the emergency order of protection on May 13th. I am extremely fearful for my safety and for the safety of my children. Rajon has a history of volatile, erratic, explosive behavior. He is verbally, emotionally, and financially abusive. He physically hits our son and calls him names like the P word and accusing him of acting like a B word, okay? Rajon verbally assaults our daughter. He calls her names like thought, B word, and D head. Rajon has made several threats on my life, saying at various times he will shoot me or shoot up my car. Ashley Bachelor was granted protection for herself and her 2 children by a local judge. We reached out to Rondo's reps, but so far no word back. Based on our digging, Rondo has not been named a suspect in any crime by police and has not been arrested. Wow. So, you know, this is a very weird situation. The father is, it looks like, in the home, active in the kids' lives. But if all of this is true about Rondo, then he's obviously a bad influence. So, you know, I know in the community we say we want the fathers back in the homes, but I don't care how much money he got. If this is what you're going to get with the father in the home, then he can stay a deadbeat. All right, guys, so I did want to show you guys an incident in the past where Rondo and his girl were, it wasn't like they were in an argument with each other, but it just kind of shows that their relationship is prone to violence, especially since in this clip the woman was more violent. But this is Rondo pressing a woman about a parking space, which when it happened, people on Twitter were like, "Oh, I need a rider like Ashley Bachelor. Rondo got a good girl. She riding for him. She was ready to pop off over a parking spot." And they were saying, "Oh, well, this is what a good black woman looked like," and all this kind of stuff. So I'm going to show you guys the video, and you tell me if this is the type of representation for parents in general, both of them, that you would want as a child. So as you can see, they confronted the woman over the parking spot. She steps up, then steps back after being told to step back. Then Rondo starts towering over her like he was going to do something. And this is a woman, and he's twice her size. So he pushes her a little bit. And now he's separating his girl and her. And his girl proceeds to pop off on the woman. And I'm going to have to blank it out there because it gets a little violent. But I'm telling you guys, they have a violent relationship. They probably go back and forth. I'm not saying that what she's saying isn't true. But what I am saying is I could see the emotional and verbal abuse going both ways. And maybe that's why Rondo snapped during the video game while they were playing the video game with his son. But either way, if that is true, his actions are inexcusable. That's not how you act in front of your children. And that's not how you react when your child is asked to do the laundry while you're playing a video game that is temporary.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.